Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are swapping out the office chair for something a bit more relaxing.
A cedar bench, perhaps.
Exactly. We're doing a really focused deep dive into personalized at-home wellness tech. Specifically, we've gathered everything we could find on the Lifepro one-person far-infrared sauna. You might know it as the RejuvaCure.
Right, that compact home unit.
Yeah. And our mission today, well, it isn't just reading specs off a page.
No, definitely not.
We need to pull out the key features, sure, but also the real benefits and maybe most importantly, the actual user experience. What's it like to own and use this thing?
Is it a solid investment for your wellness, or does it end up being, just an expensive box in the corner?
That's the core question. And you mentioned skepticism. It's totally understandable.
It's absolutely. The market's flooded with wellness gadgets. Everyone wants that easy stress relief, that better skin right from home.
So we're looking at the sources to see if this Lifepro RejuvaCure actually delivers on those promises, especially with its specific heating tech.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, let's start with the basics, the hardware. Fundamentally, what are we looking at here?
Okay, so it's a one-person dry sauna. The main material is Canadian hemlock wood, which is known for being pretty durable.
And it's meant to be compact.
Yeah, design-wise, it's small. The footprint is about 35 inches by 35 inches, and it stands about 75 inches tall. Fits in most places.
It's something the source has pointed out important for indoors, non-toxic, water-based adhesives. So low odor.
Right, safer for indoor air quality. That hemlock build is why people praise the craftsmanship, but it leads to something important.
The weight.
Exactly. It weighs 209 pounds. Solid quality means heft, and that weight definitely comes up when we talk about setup later.
Okay, noted. But the real story, I guess, is the technology inside, the far-infrared heating.
That's the core of it, yeah. FIR heating.
So maybe you can break that down. How is FIR really different from, say, the sauna at my gym?
It's a completely different way of delivering heat. A traditional sauna, like at the gym, heats the air around you.
Right, and it gets super hot, like 180, 190, even 195 degrees Fahrenheit sometimes.
Yeah, really intense. FIR works differently. It uses specific wavelengths of gentle light, actually, between 5.6 and 15 micrometers.
Okay.
And these light waves penetrate your body. They can go up to about 1.5 inches deep into muscle and fat tissue.
So it's heating you directly, not just the air.
Precisely. That's the key difference.
Yeah.
And because it heats you directly, they can do it at much lower, more comfortable air temperatures.
How low are we talking?
The range is typically 68 degrees Fahrenheit up to a max of 140 degrees. Much gentler than that 195 degree blast.
That makes sense. It's probably easier for people who find traditional saunas a bit much.
That's a big part of the appeal, yeah. Lower heat, but deep penetration.
Okay, so you get this deep warmth. How does it make sure it's even? No cold spots.
Good question. The sources mention specific heating elements. They use energy-efficient carbon fiber heaters.
Where are they placed?
They're on the sidewalls and they go all the way down to the floor. Plus, there's a heater in the bench and one in the floor itself.
Okay. So pretty comprehensive coverage.
Yeah, it's designed for uniform heating. Couple more practical points from the sources.
Go ahead.
It just plugs into a standard 110-volt outlet, which is convenient, no special wiring.
Good.
It does need two people to move safely because of that weight we mentioned. And the manufacturer is clear. It's for adults only.
Right. And any health warnings?
Yes, the standard but important ones. If you have medical implants, if you're pregnant or have pre-existing health conditions, definitely talk to your doctor before using it.
Always good advice. Okay, so the tech sounds interesting. Effective heat, lower temps. But, if I'm dedicating space to this, I want it to feel nice, like a mini spa, not just a hot box.
Right. What about the creature comforts?
Exactly. What did the sources say about features that, elevate the experience?
They definitely seem to have thought about that. First up, chromotherapy lights.
Color therapy.
Yeah, basically phototherapy. There's a built-in system with 7 different color options. You can choose blue, maybe for calming down, or red for a bit of energy.
Interesting. A nice touch.
It adds a mental wellness layer, for sure. Then there's air quality.
Oh, yeah. Important in a small space.
Very. It includes an oxygen ionizer. The idea is it purifies and sterilizes the air inside so you're breathing fresh air during your session.
That's smart. What about entertainment? Can I listen to music or this?
You certainly can. It has built-in Bluetooth speakers and a USB port. So yeah, stream your playlist, listen to a podcast.
Nice. And how do you control all this, fiddling with buttons inside?
Actually, it's pretty convenient. There's a remote control, and it works from both inside and outside the sauna.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you can adjust the heat, the lights, the timer, the audio, without having to open the door and break that relaxing vibe.
Okay, that level of control is key. Let's shift gears now to the why, the benefits.
Right, the health claims.
Exactly. The sources talk about detoxification, pain relief, immune support. But I have to ask, if the temperature maxes out at 140 Fahrenheit, is that really hot enough to get the kind of sweat and, detox effects people expect?
That's a really common question, and it gets back to that FIR versus traditional heat difference.
Okay.
See, with FIR, it's less about the air temperature and more about the depth of the heat penetration, because it heats your tissues directly and deeply. It can induce a good sweat, a detoxifying sweat, at a lower overall body temperature. You don't need that extreme external heat stress to get the internal effect.
Okay. So the mechanism is different. It's cellular level sweating, maybe?
That's a good way to put it. So, based on that mechanism, the sources do back up these benefits. Let's tick them off.
All right.
1. Detoxification and circulation. That deep FIR heat helps flush toxins, and it really boosts blood flow. Good for natural healing, maybe immune support too.
Okay. Makes sense with increased circulation.
2. Relief and relaxation. That gentle, deep heat is apparently great for soothing sore muscles, easing stiff joints, helping with chronic pain. Faster recovery after workouts is a big one people mention.
I could see that being a major draw.
Definitely. And 3, skin health. The heat is said to encourage collagen production, helps with skin rejuvenation, gives you that sort of healthy glow.
So it's not just about sweat, it's about deeper tissue effects and skin benefits too.
Right. It's about consistency and gentle stimulation over time, rather than just one intense blasted heat.
Consistency implies regular use. What are the recommended usage guidelines for someone starting out?
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it at first. The sources generally advise starting slow, maybe 10 to 15 minutes per session.
How often?
Just once or twice a week initially. Let your body get used to that deep heat feeling.
And then build up.
Exactly. Once you're acclimated, the optimal range seems to be 30 to 45-minute sessions, maybe 3 to 5 times a week. It needs to be a sustainable habit to see the best results.
Right, making it part of your routine. Okay, now for what might be the most crucial part, the practical stuff. The pros and cons from people who've actually bought and used it.
Real-world feedback.
Let's start with the positives. What are users consistently praising?
Well, the size comes up a lot. People confirm that compact design really works, fitting well in homes, but also surprisingly roomy inside for a one-person unit.
Even for taller people.
Yeah, reviewers mention being over 6 feet tall, muscular builds, and still finding it comfortable. So small footprint, but decent interior space.
That's good design. What else?
Value for money is a big one. People feel they get a lot for the price point. And a related, really practical pro, it's often FSA, HSA eligible. Being able to use those pre-tax health savings account dollars makes a huge difference in affordability for many people.
Oh, that is a major perk. Changes the calculation quite a bit.
Absolutely. It makes a premium wellness item feel more accessible.
And there are included extras too, right? Things that add to the value.
Yes. Things like a backrest, which is actually pretty important to keep you comfortably positioned away from the direct heating panels.
Good point.
Also a towel hook, a cup holder. Small things, but they add to the convenience and spa-like feel.
And the heat itself, does it heat up reasonably fast?
Seems so. The official spec is hitting 140 degrees in about 45 minutes, but some users reported getting close, like 135 to 139 in just 35 minutes.
That's pretty quick. Fast enough for a spontaneous session after work, say.
Right, efficient heating. But that leads us neatly into the other side of the coin, the cons.
Okay, let's hear them. The hurdles, starting with getting it into the house.
Yes, the packaging. To protect that hemlock wood during shipping, it comes seriously packaged, like in a wooden crate structure.
Sounds secure, but
But it's apparently a real pain to unpack. Users consistently described it as bulky packaging, difficult and time-consuming just to get the sauna parts out of the protective crate.
So factor in some decrating time. What about assembling the actual sauna?
Once it's unpacked, the general consensus is that the main assembly, snapping the panels together, is pretty easy, especially with 2 people, often under an hour.
Okay, that sounds manageable. But are there tricky parts? Specific snags?
There are 2 main culprits mentioned frequently in the reviews.
All right, lay them on us.
First, the bench. There are 2 screws that attach the back of the bench, and they are apparently very difficult to get to. There's a lip on the back wall that obstructs easy access.
Ugh, those are the worst kind of assembly frustrations. Need a special tool or just patience?
Probably both. Patience and maybe a flexible screwdriver bit or just awkward maneuvering. It's doable, but annoying.
Okay, hurdle number 1, bench screws. What's number 2?
This one's actually a really valuable tip we pulled from user feedback. It involves the wiring.
What about it?
There's a wire connection for the front wall panel near the top. Several users discovered that if you install the bench first, that wire connection feels too short and is really hard to connect.
Oh no, so you're fighting with it.
Exactly. But here's the key insight, the actionable advice. Install the bench last.
Okay.
Yeah. Do the wall panels, connect that tricky front wall wire while you have easy access, and then put the bench in. It apparently makes that connection much, much easier.
Wow. Okay, that single tip bench last, wire first, that could save someone hours of frustration.
That's the kind of practical gold you look for in user reviews.
Yeah.
Turning a potential nightmare into a smooth step.
Absolutely. That's invaluable. Okay, so assembly has a couple of known pain points, but also a clear workaround for one of them. Good to know.
Right. And one more or rather a reminder, that acclimation period we mentioned, starting slow, and the safety warning check with your doctor.
Crucial reminders. So despite these hurdles, the overall feedback seems pretty positive, like 4.5 out of 5 stars average.
Yeah, overwhelmingly positive once it's set up. People seem really happy with the end result.
Let's spotlight some of that feedback. Any specific user stories that stand out?
Definitely. We found some really insightful ones. There was Jonathan, gave it 5 stars. He specifically praised the craftsmanship, the quick heating, and the comfortable fit.
How big was he? Fit is subjective.
Good point.
Right.
He mentioned being 5'11", 215 pounds, and found it plenty roomy. Called it better than competitors at that price point.
Okay, solid endorsement. Who else?
Amber, another 5 stars. She's one who detailed the assembly, confirmed the sub-hour time with 2 people, loved the inside-outside controls, the magnetic door.
But she also mentioned the cons.
Yep. She confirmed the bulky packaging hassle and the difficulty with those back bench screws. But clearly for her, the end product was worth overcoming those initial hurdles.
That's telling. The result outweighed the setup pains. Anyone else?
Yes. Catherine Jones. This was impressive. Also 5 stars. She assembled it solo in her mid-60s.
Wow. Okay.
Right? And she offered a unique pro tip. She noticed a very tiny gap around the glass panel seal. So she applied a bead of clear silicone caulk externally to seal it completely. And she reported that this simple fix actually helped the sauna hold its maximum temperature even better, getting it up to like 145 degrees, slightly above the usual reported max.
That's brilliant. A user modification improving performance? Did she mention customer support?
She did, yeah. Said they were responsive when she had a question.
Excellent. One more.
Let's do SLTMN.
5 stars again. Their review really focused on the health benefits. They called it the best investment for overall health.
What specifically?
They noted significant relief for joint pain and really emphasized how relaxing the chromotherapy lights were. Plus, they commented that the modern look fit nicely into their home.
So across the board, users are confirming the core benefits, the quality, and finding ways to overcome the minor setup issues.
Exactly. The positive experiences seem to far outweigh the initial setup challenges for most people.
Okay, let's synthesize this. Based on everything, the tech, the features, the pros, cons, and user reviews, who is the ideal buyer for this Lifepro RejuvaCure? Right, who should really be considering this?
Yeah.
It seems perfectly targeted towards a few groups.
Right.
First, beginners to infrared therapy. People curious about FIR, but may be intimidated by intense heat or complex systems. This is gentle and user-friendly.
Makes sense.
Second, individuals specifically seeking relief from daily stress, muscle soreness, joint stiffness. The deep, gentle heat seems well-suited for that. Also, those interested in detoxification and maybe some immune support.
What about space constraints?
Big one. Definitely ideal for people with limited space. Apartment dwellers, people putting it in a bedroom corner or small home gym, that compact footprint is key.
And financially.
Budget-conscious buyers who still want premium features. You get the Chromotherapy, the Ionizer, the good build quality, and that potential FSA, HSA eligibility. It hits a sweet spot for value.
So it really carves out a niche. It's delivering that effective, deep, far infrared therapy, but without the extreme temperatures or the hassle, frankly, of a traditional sauna or needing to go to a public one.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes regular, long-term home wellness feel sustainable and accessible. You're more likely to use it consistently because it's gentle and convenient.
It brings the spa experience home, but in a practical way.
That seems to be the core value proposition, yes.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to think about. A final provocative thought based on our deep dive today.
All right.
Considering this low temperature operation, that 140-degree max, and the deep penetrating nature of FIR warmth, how might incorporating regular short FIR sessions, say 20-30 minutes, impact your overall recovery and maybe even your sleep cycle, especially compared to traditional high heat methods, which sometimes can leave you feeling wired or make it hard to sleep right after?
That's a really interesting angle. The gentler heat might be more conducive to winding down, perhaps? Better integration into an evening routine for relaxation and sleep prep.
Something to ponder. If this has piqued your interest and you want to explore the Lifepro RejuvaCure further, maybe read Catherine Jones's full review with that silicone tip, or check the manufacturer's specs.
We've got you covered.
We've compiled links to the source material and, crucially, the direct product link if you're ready to transform your home into a personal spa sanctuary. You'll find that link for the Lifepro one-person far-infrared sauna right there in the description below.
Technology like this really does make advanced wellness more accessible. It shows you don't necessarily need a huge space or a massive budget to get real therapeutic benefits like deep relaxation and pain relief at home.
It's about smart, feature-rich design meeting everyday usability. A solid option for bringing that wellness focus home.
Well said. A true, considered upgrade for your personal space and well-being.
We began to feel the fire. We